And certainly Agnes Macphail remained true to herself, and history owes her a great debt of gratitude. I made the remarks kind of like a letter, because I understand that Agnes sent voluminous correspondence back home to her constituents. And sometimes they were letters, sometimes they were newspaper articles. So I think it's kind of nice that my sister-in-law Shirley continues to write an article in the local paper, and it has quite a historical bent to it. Many people ask me, who is that person that writes about history? So I just want to pay tribute to her today for carrying on that good tradition. Dear Agnes, our feet stand today where once you stood, and we'd love to see you, if only we could. We'd love to hear details of those long ago days when you brought such acclaim to this county of Grey. Defying traditional roles for young girls, you followed your dreams, yet kept the pearls, and fashioned for women a whole new frontier, where thoughts could be spoken with fewer fears when asserting our rights and proclaiming our space in the House of Commons, where you found your place. How you must have suffered from narrow minds who were not yet ready for a change of this kind. The first female elected to the national scene, such great accomplishment for a woman so keen to serve her country and the people of Grey. The farmers especially now had their say. And thanks to your efforts with passions ablaze, we have pensions to help us whenever we age. The causes you championed were bold and true to the spirit of equality that emerged as you grew and developed the skills in debating and such that helped with those hecklers who never had much of a chance when they tried to cut you down. With your wit and your humor, they quickly found that your intelligent mind was light years ahead, and you stood behind every promise you said. You never lost sight of your roots and the need to overcome obstacles regardless of creed. With a heart that was kind and compassionate too, you fought for reform in the prisons and knew that society needed a better plan to address the problems of our fellow man. You encouraged the women to broaden their view through the Holdfast Club, where initiatives grew that helped our communities strive for the best and care for each other in work and in rest. You called Margaret Copeland to be Aggie's girl, and in doing so, Agnes, you changed my whole world, for you hired Jimmy, too, a young man from the station, to be your chauffeur on several occasions. And one day he would marry your housekeeper true, and the rest is history for the Singer crew. Margaret cooked and she cleaned, and the list goes on, as she cared for your mother in this house in Ceylon. Politicians would come to visit and plan and debate which issues would need a firm stand. And unemployed laborers came, because they knew from walking the rails when the jobs were too few, that a good home-cooked meal could always be found at Miss Macphail's residence. The word got around that with your compassion and kind-hearted ways, some coins would be given to brighten their days. Your achievements were many. You paved the way for generations of women who all need to pay a debt of gratitude to Agnes Macphail for lighting the pathway and blazing a trail that starts in Grey County and wanders through every part of this country. And we honor you by speaking your name and telling your story, though your humble heart would seek no glory. Yet your place in history deserves to be known throughout this great country, in every home. For a sad disservice would surely be done if we forgot the woman whose victories were won through hard work and devotion to the people she served, starting here in Grey County with candor and nerve. So today we unveil this plaque in your name and thank the participants who acknowledge your fame. The Historic Sites and Monuments Board of Canada declare with one accord that your many accomplishments will now be known by all the people who call Canada home. We thank the politicians who know firsthand some of the trials of taking a stand and carrying the torch in a passage that's dark while guarding the flame, preserving the spark that lights our path to a better place where every Canadian can live with grace. A big thank you is due to all people who strive to honor your role and keep your story alive. Through Donna Mann's efforts, your road signs appeared, backed by a council who supported and cheered when the roads department from this county of Grey, along with their sign designer, pointed the way for others to know they were traveling through a proud part of Grey County where Agnes grew. In Donna Mann's novels, we read of the girl who bravely entered an uncharted world. Donna's stories give children the courage to see that maybe, like you, they too can achieve the goals that they set. With vision and schemes, they can pass through their storms, fulfilling their dreams. To honor the fact that history was made by a remarkable woman from this county of Grey, Donna Mann and committee ensured that a cairn was created in Croton, near your family farm. To recognize at the time it was 85 years since that first election when Agnes appeared, shaking the establishment, breaking through a ceiling of glass that was no match for you. Your relatives, too, all remember with pride the family member who used to reside within home and hearth with a heritage strong and a pioneer spirit to guide you along. Warm thanks to the Mayor family for this special gift of allowing us to gather where Agnes once lived. And here today we unveil a plaque preserved by Parks Canada, revealing that a person of national historic significance lived here. No doubt those early voters will silently cheer that your name is enshrined among Canada's best. Congratulations, Agnes. You know the rest. The legacy you've left us is richer than gold. We will honor your memory as the future unfolds. Signed from a daughter of your housekeeper and chauffeur.